There will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow, with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus' doves, by which that knitteth souls and prospers loves, and by that fire which burned the Carthage queen, when the false Trojan under sail was seen, by all the vows that ever men have broke, in number more than ever women spoke, in the same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena. Whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue's sweet air more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear when wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is catching, oh, were favor so. Your words I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'll give to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius' heart.
I frown on him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty. Would that fault were mine.
Take comfort, he shall no more see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seem Athens as a paradise to me. Oh, then what graces in my love do dwell, that he hath turned a heaven unto a hell.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, a time that lovers' flights doth still conceal, through Athens' gates have we devised to steal.
And in the wood, where often you and I upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsels swelled, there my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes to seek new friends and strange companions. Farewell, sweet playfellow. Pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee with thy Demetrius. Keep good word, Lysander. We must starve our sight from lovers' food till tomorrow deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius you.
Exit Lysander.
How happy some or other some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she, but what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he doth know. And as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities. Things base and vile, holding no quantity, love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste, wings and no eyes figure unheedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled, as waggish boys in games themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Exit. Enter Quince the carpenter, and Snug the joiner, and Bottom the weaver, and Flute the bellows mender, and Snout the tinker, and Starveling the tailor.
Is all our company here?
You were best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every man's name, which is thought fit through all Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is The Most Lamentable Comedy and Most Cruel Death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
Very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, the Weaver.
Ready? Name what part I am for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself most gallant for love.
That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest yet, my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Heracles, rarely, or a part to tear a cat in, to make all split the raging rocks, and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates. Amphibious cars shall shine from far, and make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now, name the rest of the players. This is Heracles' vein, a tyrant's vein, a lover's more condoling.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard.
That's all one, you shall play it in a mask. And you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe, oh, Pyramus, my lover dear, thy Thisbe dear and lady dear.
No, you must play Pyramus, and Flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling, the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Tom Snout, the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus' father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug, the joiner. You, the lion's part. And I hope here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore. Bird is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again. Let him roar again.
And you should do it too terribly. You would fright the Duchess and the ladies, and they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us all.
That would
hang us. Every mother's son.
I grant you, friends, if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. Roar. I will roar you, and 'twere any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day, a most lovely, gentlemanlike man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard were I best to play it in?
Why, what you will.
I will discharge it in either your straw-colored beard, your orange tawny beard, your purple ingrained beard, or your French crown color beard, your perfect yellow.
Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and then you will play barefaced. But, masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to calm them by tomorrow night, and meet me in the palace wood, a mile without the town, by moonlight. There we will rehearse. For if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw a bill of properties such as our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's Oak, we meet.
Enough! Hold, or cut bowstrings.
Exeunt. Enter a fairy at one door and Robello. Another.
Oh, how now, spirit? Whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen to dew her orbs upon the green. The cowslips tall her pensioners be, in their gold coats spots you see, those be rubies, fairy favors. In those freckles live their savors. I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou love of spirits, I'll be gone. Our queen and all her elves come here anon.
Ah, our king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing fell and wrath, because that she as her attendant hath a lovely boy, stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling. And jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train, to trace the forests wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen, but they do square that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape and making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are not you he that frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk and sometimes labor in the kern, and bootless make the breathless housewife churn, and sometimes make the drink to bear no barm, mislead night wanderers, laughing at their harm? Those that hobgoblin call you, and sweet Puck, you do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are you not he?
Thou speak'st aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile, when I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in the likeness of a silly foal, and sometimes lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in the very likeness of a roasted crab, and when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her weathered dewlap pour the ale, the wisest aunt telling the saddest tale. Sometime for a 3-foot stool mistaketh me, then slip I from her bum, down topples she, and Taylor cries and falls into a cough, and then the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth and knees and swear. A merrier hour was never wasted there. But room, fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here my mistress, would that he were gone.
Enter the king of fairies at one door with his train, and the queen at another with hers. Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What? Jealous Oberon? Fairy, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton, am not I thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady, but I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of Corinth sat all day, playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Philidia. Why art thou here, come from the farthest step of Indian? But that, forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskine mistress, and your warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
Oh, how canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus? Did thou not lead him through the glimmering night from Perigenia, whom he ravished, and make him with fair eagles break his faith with Ariadne and Antiopa?
These are the forgeries of jealousy, and never since the middle summer spring met we on hill, in dale, forest, or mead, by paved fountain or by rushy brook, or in the beached margin of the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain as in revenge, have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which, falling in the land, hath every pelting river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain, the plowman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted, ere his youth attained a beard. The fold stands empty in the drowned field, and crowns are fatted with the murrion flock. The nine men's horse is filled with muddle, and the quiet mazes in the wanton green, for lack of tread, are undistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter here. No night is now with him or carol blessed. Therefore the moon, the governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air, that rheumatic diseases do abound. And thorough this distemperature, we see the seasons alter, hoary-headed frost fall in the fresh lap of the crimson rose, and in old Heim's chin an icy crown, an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds, is as in mockery set. The spring, the summer, the childing autumn, angry winter change their wanton liveries, and the mazed world, by their increase, now knows not which is which. And this same prodigy of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night, full often has she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood. When we have laughed to see the sails concave, and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she, with pretty and with swimming gait following, her womb then rich with my young squire, would imitate and sail upon the land, to fetch me trifles, and return again as from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal, of that boy did die. And for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day, if you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revelries, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies away. We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Exeunt. Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a promontory and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music.
Oh, I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid all armed. A certain aim he took at a fair vestal throned by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from the bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon, and the imperial votress passed on in maiden meditation, fancy free. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound, and maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid will make or man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle round about the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep the next thing, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing then she waking looks upon, be it on lion, bear, or wolf, or bull, or meddling monkey, or on busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from off her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. But who comes here? I am invisible, and will overhear their conference. Enter Demetrius, Helena following him.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll stay, the other stayeth me. Thou toldst me they were stolen unto this wood, and here am I, and wood within this wood, because I cannot find and meet my Hermia. Hence get thee gone and follow me no more.
We seem to be experiencing some technical difficulties in that our Helena in is in from Georgia, and we apparently have lost the connection there. So let me see if we can see if she gets back soon, or let's think. I assume she will. Let's see. I hope she will get back soon. Yes, this is. Yeah. This is one of the challenges of of dealing with Zoom when we have these sorts of technical issues in the middle of the scene. And it was odd in that it sort of looked like her thing had gone out. Jamie, do you think you could step in and read Helena for a bit until she gets back?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. So now
Sure.
we will continue temporarily with Jamie Staple as Helena.
Hence get thee gone and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, but yet you draw not iron. For my heart is true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not in plainest truth tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that do I love you the more. I'm your spinel, and Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spinel. Spurn me, strike me, use me. Neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you. What worser place can I beg in your love, and yet a place of high respect with me, than to be used as you use your dog?
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You do impeach your modesty too much to leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not, to trust the opportunity of night and the ill counsel of a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege. For that it is not night, when I do see your face. Therefore I think I am not in the night, nor doth this wood lack words of company. For you and my respect are all the world. Then how can it be said I am alone, when all the world is here to look on me?
I'll run from thee and hide me in the brakes and leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
The wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will. The story shall be changed. Apollo flies, and Daphne holds the chase. The dove pursues the griffin. The mild hind makes speed to catch the tiger. Bootless speed when cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not say thy questions. Let me go. Or if thou follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
And
Okay, all right.
So sorry.
That's okay. We've had Hermia. Jamie's been reading the parts. So where should we take it from? We think we were up to about in the temple in the town.
Oh, great. I'm
27.
not sure I found. I just had to search it on the internet, so I may not have the exact same version of the script. But I will do my best. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. These
Happens to
things
the best of us.
happen. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jamie.
Okay. I in the temple. Is that where we are?
Correct.
Yes. Yes.
I in the temple, in the town, the field, you do me mischief. Fine, Demetrius, your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee and make a heaven of hell to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and the nodding violet grows, quite over canopied, with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses, and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania sometime of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight, and there the snake throws her enameled skin weed wide enough to wrap a fairy in. And with the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it and seek through the grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Affect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so.
Exeunt. Enter Titania, Queen of Fairies, with her train.
Come, now a roundel and a fairy song. Then, for the third part of a minute hence, some to kill cankers in the musk rosebuds, some war with Raramis for their leathern wings, to make my small elves coats, and some keep back the clamorous owl that nightly hoots and wanders at our quiet spirits. Sing me now asleep, then to your offices and let me rest.
You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs be not seen. Newts and blind ones do no wrong, come not near our fairy queen. Billow now with melody, sing in our sweet lullaby. Lula, lula, lullaby. Lula, lula, lullaby. Never harm nor spell nor charm, come my lovely lady nigh. So good night with lullaby. Lula, lula, lullaby. Weaving spiders come not here, hence you long-legged spinners hence. Beetles black approach not near, Worm or snail, do no offense. Fill our nail with melody, sing in our sweet lullaby. Lula, lula, lullaby. Lula, lula, lullaby.
What
Hence
thou
play. Now all is well. One aloof stands sentinel.
enter Oberon. What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake, be it ounce or cat or bear, pard or boar with bristled hair. In thy eye that shall appear when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near. Enter Lysander and Hermia.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood, and to speak troth, I have forgot our way. We'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off. Do not lie so near.
Oh, take the sense, sweet, of my innocence. Love takes the meaning in love's conference. I mean that my heart unto yours it knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchanged with an oath, so then two bosoms and a single troth. Then by your side no bedroom me deny, for lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now much beshrew my manners and my pride, if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But, gentle friend, for love and courtesy, lie further off, in human modesty. Such separation, as may well be said, becomes a virtuous bachelor and maid. So far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love ne'er alter till thy sweet life ends.
Amen. Amen to that fair prayer, say I, and then end life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed. Sleep give thee all his rest.
With half that wish the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Enter Puck.
Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force in stirring love, night and silence. Who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despise the Athenian maid, and hear the maiden sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack-love, this kill courtesy. Churl, upon thy eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
Exit. Enter Demetrius and Helena running.
Stay, or thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee hence, and do not haunt me thus.
How wilt thou darkling leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril. I alone will go.
I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wheresoe'er she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears? If so, my eyes are oftener washed than hers. No, no, I am as ugly as a bear, for beasts that meet me run away for fear. Therefore no marvel, though Demetrius do as monster fly my presence thus. What wicked and dissembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's fiery eyne? But who is here? Lysander? On the ground? Dead? Or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, Awake!
And run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Oh, transparent Helena, nature shows art that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where's Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What though he love your Hermia, Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent the tedious minutes I with her have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love, who will not change a raven for a dove. The will of man is by his reason swayed, and reason says, you are the worthier maid. Things growing are not ripe until their season, so I, being young, till now ripe, not to reason. And touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will, and leads me to your eyes, where I o'erlook love's stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? It's not enough, young man, that I never know nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius' eye, but you must flout my insufficiency. Good troth, you do me wrong, good sooth you do, in such disdainful manner me to woo. But fare you well, perforce I must confess, I thought you, Lord, of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused, should of another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayest thou come Lysander near. For as a surfeit of the sweetest things the deepest loathing to the stomach brings, or as the heresies that men do leave are hated most of those they did deceive, so thou, my surfeit and my heresy, of all be hated, but the most of me. And all my powers address your love and might, to honor Helen and to be her knight.
Exit.
Help me, Lysander, help me! Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. Ay me, for pity. What a dream was here! Lysander, look, how I do quake with fear! Methought a serpent ate my heart away, and you sat smiling at his cruel prey. Lysander, what, removed? Lysander, Lord! What, out of hearing gone? No sound, no word? Alack, where are you? Speak, and if you hear, speak of all loves. I swoon almost with fear. Now that I well perceive you are not nigh, either death or you I'll find immediately.
Exit. Enter the clowns.
Ah, are we all met?
And here's a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage, this hawthorn brake our tiring house, and we will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince.
What sayest thou, Bully Bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
Burlican, a parlous fear.
I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say, we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And for the better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom, the weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue, and it should be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
Oh, I fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourself to bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies is a most dreadful thing, for there is not a more fearful wild soul than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must tell he is not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same defect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you not to fear, not to trouble my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man, as other men are, and there indeed let him name his name and tell them plainly he is Snug, the joiner.
Well, it shall be so. But there is two hard things. That is, to bring the moonlight into the chamber. For Hermes and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar. A calendar. Look in the almanac. Find out moonshine. Find out moonshine.
Yes, yes, it doth shine that night.
Why then may you leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in that casement.
Aye. Or else one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern and say he comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. Then there is another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber. For Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, did talk through the chink of a wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall, and let him have some plaster or some loam or some rough cast about him to signify wall, or let him hold his fingers thus, and through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
If that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into that break, and so everyone according to his cue.
Enter Robin.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of our fairy queen? What? A play toward? I'll be an auditor, an actor perhaps, if I see cause.
Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savors sweet.
Odors!
Odors savors sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by will to thee I will thee to appear.
A stranger Pyramus than e'er played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, marry you must. For you must understand that he goes but to see a noise that he heard and is to come again.
Thy most radiant Pyramus, most lily white of hue, of color like the red rose on triumphant briar, most brisky juvenile, and eke most lovely Jew, as truest horse that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninus, tomb, man. Why, you must not speak that yet. You answer to Pyramus. You speak all your parts at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter. Your cue is past. It is never tire.
Oh, as truest horse that yet would ne'er tire.
If I were fair Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous. Oh, strange. We are haunted. Pray, masters, fly, masters, help.
I'll follow you. I'll lead you round through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar. Sometime a horse I'll be, sometime a hound. A hog, a headless bear, sometime a fire, and neigh, and bark, and grunt, and roar, and burn like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire at every turn.
Why do they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an ass head of your own, do you?
Enter Quince.
Bless thee, bottom. Bless thee, thou art translated.
Exit.
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me, if they could. But I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing that they shall hear I am not afraid. The woosel cock so black of hue with orange tawny bill, the throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain song cocker grey, whose note full many a man doth mark and dares not answer nay. For indeed, who would set his wit to so foolish a bird? Who would give a bird the lie, though he cry cuckoo never so?
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note. So is mine eye enthralled to thy shape, and thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me on the first view to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can gleek upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so neither. But if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou on pressed flowers dost sleep. And I will purge thy mortal grossness, so that thou shall like an airy spirit go. Peach blossom, cobweb, moth, and mustard seed.
Enter 4 fairies.
Ready.
And I.
And I.
And I. Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees, and for night tapers, crop their waxen thighs and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes. To have my love to bed and to arise, and pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal.
Hail.
Hail.
I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
I shall desire you of more acquaintance, good Master Cobweb. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, honest gentleman?
Peas blossom.
I pray you commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and to Master Peascod, your father. Good Master Peas Blossom, I shall desire you of more acquaintance too. Your name, I beseech you, sir.
Mustard seed?
Good Master Mustard Seed, I know your patience woe. That same cowardly giant like ox beef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you your kindred hath made my eyes water ere now. I desire you more acquaintance, good Master Mustard Seed.
Come, come, wait upon him, lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my lover's tongue, bring him silently.
Hi, and we'll just take a little intermission here for just like 5 minutes. So it's about 8:35 Eastern time. So we'll be starting at 8:40. So just so that there's we have a little break, and thank you all so much, and thank you for coming. If anybody who's attending, if you have any sort of questions or something you want to address in the 5 minutes we've got here, raise your hand, and I can do that, make you panelists so you can talk, so we can hear about it. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun. We did have some technical connection issues, but it's great seeing you guys again. So thank you. And and really terrific. Thank you, Jamie, so much for doing this. You're doing a great job, and for stepping in for Helena there. So thanks. So anyways, this is, I guess, since I'm the only one here, I can talk about Shakespeare and the Instant Shakespeare Company for like ages. But one of the whole points of how, I also, one of the things I just wanted to show you here, we have the Summer Shakespeare Conservatory was where we'd done this mini Midsommer 3 years ago, which was the first time that we had ever sort of, they'd through ATC Studios had been doing a Summer Shakespeare Conservatory, and they would present Shakespeare at the castle. And but this, for the Midsommer that we did, that was the first time where we did like just one complete play, as opposed to just doing a number of different scenes, to do a 1 hour version of the play. And so I'm sure it's and it was a lot of fun and very quick. And you're now seeing that it's like, yes, my wife who cut a lot out of it, and it's but it's great to be able to just sort of dig into the language and all of the things that I know that often get cut out, and often because it's like we're talking about that Theseus, and I mean that Theseus was I mean, I mainly sort of know him through this, but he was very but he was a very well-known classical Greek hero. That was the things. I think I'm going to mute you, Jessica, because I think it's you. Or, yeah. All right.
Sorry, I thought it was muted.
Yeah, somehow it got unmuted, and it seemed to be having some back.
Sorry.
But yeah, it's not muted now, but it doesn't seem to be happening. But anyways, and so it was I had a great time, and I think it's just such a fun play, and it's also it's interesting the way, hearing all of Shakespeare, since we've been doing these readings online since all of the sort of the pandemic and all of that, you really, there's resonances that we weren't aware of before, because Shakespeare lived through this I mean, plague as well. I mean, many of them, and one that was much more serious, actually, in terms of causing, I mean, the bubonic plague killed lots and lots of people. And so, but it is interesting that, I mean, because I remember like learning about it in school, and about when they taught us about that, oh, well, the theaters were closed because of the plagues, and it was like, wow, they had really bad medicine back there, that they had plagues where you had to sort of shut things down. And like, oh, that could never happen again. So, well, here you learn, yes. So that we'll be getting started in just another couple of minutes here. But so anyways, so we've done it before, and what's happening actually where we did it was at Lambert Castle up in Clifton, right on the border with Patterson. Lambert Castle, where we would perform indoors and also outdoors. And Lambert Castle is now undergoing a lot of renovation, so we weren't going to be able to be there this summer anyways. And we're still sort of looking and investigating places in parks because the parks are open. And also just in terms of that, I think it's important that we can get out, that we get out where we can, but to do it safely and to do it responsibly, which means, I mean, wearing masks. And I mean, because I think that most of the stuff that I've read really seems to suggest to me that the places where they've been disciplined about having a lot of mask wearing is really where it's been successful at tamping it down. And this is something where I mean, whatever sort of political differences, I mean, all humans, we have a common cause here to be able to do something to fight against this other life form that is a threat to our life form. So I'm sorry, we're going to go humans first on this one. So anyways, it's 8:40 and we're back. And I really should have figured out what I was going to do here. So since we'll start again, just want to check in with everybody. I didn't see anybody raise their hands up afterwards. I'll promote everybody to panelists so we can talk, and love to hear any thoughts or questions on it. Is anybody in the cast have any issues, or everybody seems ready? So I guess then, without further ado, let us continue on with the instant Shakespeare reading of the Quarto of A Midsummer Night's Dream. Enter King of Fairies and Robin Goodfellow. I wonder if Titania be awaked, then what it was that next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress with a monster is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play intended for great Theseus' nuptial day, the shallowest thickskin of that barren sort who Pyramus presented in their sport. For Succusine entered in a break when I did him at this advantage take, an ass's knoll I fix it on his head. Anon his Thisbe must be answered. And forth my mimic comes, when they him spy as wild geese that creeping fowler eye are russet-pated shows, many in sort, rising and cawing at the guns report, sever themselves and madly sweep the sky. So at his sight away his fellows fly, and at our stamp here o'er and o'er one falls. He murder cries and help from Athens calls. Their sense thus weak, lost with their fears, thus strong, made senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns at their apparel snatch, some sleeves, some hats from yielders, all things catch. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there, when at that moment so it came to pass, Titania waked and straightway loved an ass.
Oh, this falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenians' eyes with the love juice, as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too. And the Athenian woman by his side, that when he waked, of course, she must be eyed.
Oh, enter Demetrius and Hermia. Stand close. This is the same Athenian.
Oh, this is the woman. But not this the man.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide but I should use thee worse. For thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'er shoes and blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day, too, as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon this whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may through the centre creep, and so displease her brothers noontide with Antipodes. It cannot be, but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, with the murderer, look as bright, as clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? O good Demetrius, will thou give him me?
I had rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog! Out, cur! Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him, then? Henceforth be never numbered among men. Once tell me true, tell true, even for my sake. Durst thou have looked upon him being awake? And thou hast killed him, sleeping? O brave touch! Could not a worm, an adder, do so much? An adder did it. For with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent never adder strung.
Demetrius. Demetrius. Ah, well. You know, I think he was going to say, you spend your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee, tell me then that he's well.
If I could, what should I get there for?
A privilege never to see me more, and from thy hated presence part I, to see me no more, whether he be dead or no.
Exit. Demetrius. Wow. I think, go ahead, Chris.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain, so sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt that bankrupt slip doth sorrow owe, which now in some slight measure it will pay, if for his tender here I make some stay.
Lies down. What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love sight. Of thy misprision must perforce ensue some true love turned, and not a false turned true.
Then fate o'errules that one man holding troth, a million fail confounding oath on oath.
About the wood, go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens, look thou find. All fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
Oh, I go, look how I go, swifter than the arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink in apple of his eye, when his love he doth espy. Let her shine as glorious lie as the Venus of the sky, when thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy. Enter Puck.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then will two at once woo one. That must needs be sport alone, and those things do best please me that befall preposterously.
Enter Lysander and Helena.
Why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow I weep. And vows so born in their nativity, all truth appears. How can these things in me seem to scorn you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more, when truth kills truth. Oh, devilish holy fray, these vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me, putting two scales, will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind, now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helen, goddess, nymph, divine, perfect, divine, to what, my love, shall I compare thine eyne? Crystal as muddy. Oh, how ripe in show thy lips, those kissing cherries tempting grow, that pure congealed white, high tore snow, fond with the earnest wind turns to a crow when thou holdst up thy hand. Oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! I see you all are bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do? Must you join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and superpraise my parts, when I am sure you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals to love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes with your derision. None of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so. For you love Hermia. This you know I know. And here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love, I yield you up my part, and yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love, and will do to my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia. I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her but has guest-wise sojourned, and now to Helen is at home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou abide it dear. Look where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Enter Hermia.
Dark night that from thine eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes. Wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found. Mine ear, I thank it, brought me to thy sound. But why, unkindly, dost thou leave me so?
Why should he stay, whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love that would not let him bide fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all yon fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seek'st thou me? Could not this make thee know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think. It cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours we have spent when we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting us, always all forgot? All school days' friendship, childhood innocence? We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, our sides, voices, and minds had been incorporate. So we grew together, like to a double cherry, seeming parted, but yet in union in partition, two lovely berries molded on one stem. So with two seeming bodies, but one heart. Two of the first life coats in heraldry do but one, and crowned with the crest. And will you rent our ancient love asunder, to join in men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly, 'tis not maidenly. Our sex as well as I may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander as in scorn to follow me, and praise my eyes and face, and made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph divine and rare, precious celestial? Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul, and tender me, forsooth, affection? But by your setting on, by your consent, what though I be not so in grace as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate, but miserable most, to love unloved, this you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do. Persever, counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back, wink at each other, and hold the sweet jest up. The sport well carried shall be chronicled. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. Fare you well. 'Tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena, hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
She cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak praise. Helen, I love thee. My life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee, to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw, and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, where to tends all this?
Away, you Ethiop!
No, heel. Seem to break loose, take on as you would follow, but yet not come. You are a tame man. Go.
Hang off, thou cat, thou burr, vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What change is this, sweet love?
Thy love? Out, tawny totter, out! Out, loathed medicine, you hated poison, hence!
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What? Should I hurt her? Strike her? Kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What? Can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me, wherefore? Oh me, what news, my love? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why then you left me? You the gods forbid, in earnest shall I say.
Aye, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore, be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain, nothing truer, 'tis no jest, that I do hate thee, and love Helena.
Oh me, you juggler, you canker blossom, you thief of love! What if you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Kind faith, have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you.
Puppet? Why so? That way goes the game. Now I perceive that she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, that with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she has prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak, how low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can reach unto thine eyes.
I pray you, though you mock me, gentlemen, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in truishness. I am a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think because she is something lower than myself that I can match her.
Lower? Hark again!
Good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia. Did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you, save that in love unto Demetrius I told him of your stealth into this wood. He followed you for love, I followed him, but he hath chid me hence and threatened to strike me, spurn me, nay, to kill me too. And now, so you will let me quiet go, to Athens I bear my folly back, and follow you no further. Let me go. Do you see how simple and how fond I am?
Why? Get you gone. Who is it that hinders you?
Foolish heart that here I left behind.
What with Lysander?
With Demetrius.
Be not afraid. She shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
Well, when she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little again? Nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer to flout me thus? Let me come to her.
Get you gone, you dwarf! You minimus of hindering knotgrass maid, you bead, you eggcorn.
You are too officious in her behalf that scorns your services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helena, take not her part. For if thou dost intend never little show of love to her, thou shalt abide it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow, if thou darest, to try whose right of thine or mine is most in Helena.
Follow? Nay, I'll go with thee, cheek by jowl.
You mistress, all this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you, I no longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed. I know not what to say.
Exeunt. This is thy negligence, still thou mistakest, or else commits thy knaveries willfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did not you tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garments he had on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise that I have anointed an Athenian's eyes. And so far am I glad it so did sort as this their jangling I esteem a sport.
Thou seest, these lovers seek a place to fight. High, therefore, Robin, overcast the night, the starry welcome cover thou anon with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead the testy rivals so astray as one comes not within another's way. Like to Lysander sometime frame thy tongue, then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong, and sometime rail thou like Demetrius, until and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brows death counterfeiting sleep, with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep, then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous property, to take from thence all error with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When they next wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision, and back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with league whose dates till death shall never end. Whilst I in this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen and beg her Indian boy, and then I will her charmed eye release from monsters' view, and all things shall be peace.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste, for night swift dragons cut the clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger, at whose approach ghosts wandering here and there troop home to churchyards, damned spirits all, that in crossways and floods have burial. Already to their wormy beds are gone, for fear lest day should look their shames upon. They willfully themselves exile from light, and must for aye consort with black-browed night.
But we are spirits of another sort. Aye, with the morning's love have oft made sport, and like a forester the groves may tread, even till the eastern gate, all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns into yellow gold his salt green streams. But notwithstanding haste, make no delay, we may effect this business yet ere day.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared and field in town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Enter Lysander.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Here, villain, drawn and ready. Where art thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Oh, follow me then to plainer ground.
Enter Demetrius.
Lysander, speak again. Thou runaway, thou coward, art thou fled? Speak in some bush. Where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes thou look'st for wars, and wilt not come. Come, recreant, come, thou child, I'll whip thee with a rod. He is defiled that draws a sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice, we'll try no manhood here.
Exeunt.
He goes before me and still dares me on. When I come where he calls, then he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster he did fly. That fallen am I in dark and even way. And here will rest me. Come, thou gentle day, for if but once thou show me thy great light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite.
Robin and Demetrius.
Ho, 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 coward, why comest thou not?
Abide me, if thou darest. For well I wot, thou runn'st before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand, nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither, I am here.
Nay, then, thou mock'st me. Thou shalt buy this deer if ever I thy face by daylight see. Now go thy way. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. My day's approach look to be visited.
Enter Helena.
Oh, weary night, a long and tedious night. Abate thy hours, shine comforts from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight, from these that my poor company detest. Rich sleep, that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eye, steal me a while from mine own company.
Sleep.
Yet but three. Come one more. Two of both kinds make up four. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Oh, Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with the daw and torn with briars. And I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs can keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest me till the break of day. Heavens, shield Lysander, if they mean a fray.
On the ground, sleep sound. I'll apply your eye, gentle lover remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye, and the country proverb known that every man shall take his own, in your waking shall be shown. Jack shall have his Jill, naught shall go ill, the man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Enter Queen of Fairies and Clown and Fairies, and the king behind them.
Sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek, smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peas Blossom?
Ready?
Scratch my head, Peas Blossom. Where's Monsieur Cobweb?
Ready?
Monsieur Cobweb, good monsieur, get you your weapons in your hand and kill me a red-hipped humblebee on the top of a thistle. And good monsieur, bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action, monsieur. And good monsieur, have a care the honey bag break not. I would be loath to have you overflown with a honey bag, signor. Where's monsieur mustard seed?
Ready?
Give me your nief, Monsieur Mustard Seed. Pray you, leave your curtsy, good monsieur.
What's your will?
Nothing, good monsieur, but to help cavalry Cobweb to scratch. I must to the barber's, monsieur, for methinks I am marvelous hairy about the face, and I am such a tender ass. If my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What, wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and the bows. All right.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Truly a peck of provender, a good munch, your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay. Sweet hay and no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I had rather have a handful or two of dried peas. But I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone, and be always away. So doth the woodbine, the sweet honeysuckle, gently entwists the female ivy, so enrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Enter, Robin Goodfellow. Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity, for meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favors for this hateful fool, I did upbraid her and fall out with her, for she his hairy temples then had rounded with a coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers, and that same dew, which sometime on the buds was wont to swell like round and orient pearls, stood now within the pretty Fleuriet's eyes like tears, and did their own disgrace bewail. When I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her her changeling child, which straight she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes. And gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he awaking when the others do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first I will release the fairy queen. Be as thou was wont to be. See as thou wast wont to see. Dian's bud or Cupid's flower hath such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions have I seen? Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes doth loathe his visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off his head. Titania, music call and strike more dead than common sleep. Of all these find the sense.
Music, how music, such as charmeth sleep.
Now, when thou wakest, with thy own fool's eyes peep.
Sound music. Come, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. And thou, and I are new in amity, and will tomorrow midnight solemnly dance in Duke Theseus' house triumphantly, and blessed to all fair prosperity. There shall be pairs of faithful lovers be wedded with Theseus, all in jollity.
Fairy King, attendant Mark, are you here the morning lark?
Then, my queen, in silent sad trip we after night shade, we the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night that I sleeping here was found with these mortals on the ground.
Exeunt. Enter Theseus and all his train, wind horn. Go. Oh, what's my video? Go and dispatch, I say, and find we will, fair queen, up to the mountain's top, and mark the musical confusion of hounds and echoes in conjunction.
I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in a wood of Crete they bayed the bear with hounds of Sparta. Never did I hear such gallant chiding, for besides the groves, the skies, the fountains, every region near seem all one mutual cry. I never heard so musical a discord, such sweet thunder.
My hounds are bred out of the Spartan kind, so flued, so sanded, and their heads are hung with ears that sweep away the morning dew, crook-kneed and dewlap like the Salian bulls, slow in pursuit, but matched in mouth like bells, each under each. A cry more tunable was never hallowed to nor cheered with horn in Creek, in Sparta, nor in Thessaly. Judge when you hear. But soft! What nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep. And this Lysander, this Demetrius is, this Helena, old Nader's Helena. I wonder of their being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent, came here in grace of our solemnity. Oh, but speak, Aegeus, is not this the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Go, bid the huntsmen wake them with their horns. Shout within, they all start up, wind horns. Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine is past. Begin these wood birds but to couple now?
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world, that hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep by hate and fear no enmity?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half sleep, half waking, but as yet I swear I cannot truly say how I came here. But as I think, for truly would I speak, and now I do bethink me so it is. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might, without the peril of the Athenian law.
Enough! Enough, my lord, you have enough. I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away, they would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me, you of your wife and me of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood, and I in fury hither followed them, fair Helena in fancy following me. But my good lord, I what not by what power, but by some power it is, my love to Hermia melted as the snow. It seems to me now as the remembrance of an idle god, which in my childhood I did dote upon, and all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the object and the pleasure of mine eye is only Helena. To her, my lord, was I betrothed ere I see Hermia. But like a sickness did I loathe this food, but as in health come to my natural taste, now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we more will hear anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will. For in the temple, by and by with us, these couples shall eternally be knit. And for the morning now is something worn, our purpose hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3. We'll hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and undistinguishable, like far-off mountains turned into clouds.
Methinks I see these things with parted eye when everything seems double.
So methinks, and I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Do not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my mother.
And Hippolyta.
And he did bid us follow to the temple.
Why then, we are awake. Let's follow him. And by the way, let's recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Heyo. Peter Quince. Flute. The bellows bender. Snout the tinker. Starveling. God's my life, stolen hence and left me asleep. Oh, I have had a most rare vision. I have had a dream, past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass, if he go about expound this dream. Methought I was, there is no man can tell what. Methought I was, and methought I had, but man is but a patched fool if he will offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of his dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom. And I will sing it in the latter end of a play before the Duke. Peradventure, to make it to the more gracious, I shall sing it at her death.
Enter Quince, Flute, Thisbe, and the rabble.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Has he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt, he is transported. If he come not, then the play is marred. It goes forward, doth it not?
It is not possible. You have not a man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus, but he.
No, he hath simply the best wit of any handicraftsman in Athens.
Yea, and the best person too. And he is a very paramour for a sweet voice.
You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught.
Enter Snug.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there are 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport had gone forward, we had all been made men.
Oh, sweet bully bottom. Thus hath not he lost 6 pence a day during his life. He could not have escaped 6 pence a day, and the Duke had not given him 6 pence a day for playing Pyramus. I'll be hanged. He would not have deserved it, 6 pence a day in Pyramus or nothing.
Enter Bottom.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Bottom, almost courageous day, almost happy hour.
Masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what, for if I tell you I am not true Athenian, I will tell you everything right as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word of me. All that I will tell you is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps, meet presently at the palace, every man look o'er his part. For the short and the long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let not him that plays the lion pare his nails, for they shall hang out for the lion's claws. And most dear actors, eat no onions nor garlic, for we utter sweet breath. And I do not doubt but to hear them say it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away, go, away.
Enter Theseus, Hippolyta, and Philostrate.
'Tis strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of.
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables, nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is the madman. The lover, all is frantic, sees Helen's beauty in a brow of Egypt. The poet's eye, in a fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, and as imagination bodies forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them to shapes, and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. Such tricks hath strong imagination. That if it would but apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy, or in the night, imagining some fear, how easy is a bush supposed a bear.
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witnesseth than fancy's images, and grows to something of great constancy, but howsoever strange and admirable.
Enter lovers, Lysander, Demetrius, Hermia, and Helena. Here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth, joy, gentle friends, joy, and fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
More than to us, wait in your royal walks, your board, your bed.
Oh, come now. What masks, what dances shall we have to wear away this long age of 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are in hand? Is there no play to ease the anguish of a torturing hour? Call Philostrate.
Here, mighty Theseus.
Say, what abridgment have you for the evening? What mask, what music? How shall we delight the lazy time, if not with some delight?
There is a brief. How many sports are ripe? Make choice of which your highness will see first. The battle with the centaurs to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp.
Oh, well, none of that. That have I told, my love, in glory of my kinsman Hercules.
The riot of the tipsy bacchanals tearing the Thracian singer in their rage.
That is an old device, and it was played when I from Thebes came last a conqueror.
The thrice three muses mourning for the death of learning, late deceased in beggary.
That is some satire, keen and critical, not starting with a nuptial ceremony.
A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe, very tragical mirth.
Merry and tragical, tedious and brief. Oh, that is hot ice and wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play, but by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play, there is not one word apt, one player fitted. And tragical, my lord, it is, for Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which when I saw rehearsed, I must confess, made mine eyes water, but more merry tears the passion of loud laughter never shed.
Well, what are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which never labored in their minds till now, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, my noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it over, and it is nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their intense, extremely stretched, and conned with cruel pain to do you service.
I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go, bring them in, and take your places, ladies.
I love not to see wretchedness o'ercharged, and duty in his service perishing.
Why, gentle sweet, you shall see no such thing.
He says they can do nothing in this kind.
Well, the kinder we to give them thanks for nothing. Our sport shall be to take what they mistake, and what poor duty cannot do, noble respect takes it in might, not merit. Where I have come, great clerks have purposed to greet me with premeditated welcomes, where I have seen them shiver and look pale, make periods in the midst of their sentences, throttled their practice accent in their fears, and in conclusion dumbly have broke off, not paying me a welcome. Trust me, sweet, out of this silence yet I picked a welcome, and in the modesty of fearful duty I read as much as from the rattling tongue of saucy and audacious eloquence. Love, therefore, and tongue-tied simplicity in least speak most to my capacity.
So please your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach. Enter the prologue.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill, that you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill to show our simple skill. That is the true beginning of our end. Consider then we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to content you. Our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here that you should hear repent you. The actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know.
This fellow doth not stand upon points.
He hath rid his prologue like a rough colt. He knows not the stop. A good moral, my lord. It is not enough to speak, but to speak true.
Indeed, he hath played on this prologue like a child on a recorder, a sound, but not in government.
His speech was like a tangled chain, nothing impaired, but all disordered. Who is next? Enter Pyramus and Thisbe and Wall and Moonshine and Lion.
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on, till truth makes all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady, Thisbe, is certain. This man with lime and rough cast doth present Wall, that vile Wall which did these lovers sunder. And through Wall's chink, poor souls, they are content to whisper at the which let no man wonder. This man with lantern, dog, and bush of thorn presenteth Moonshine, for if you will know by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn to meet at Ninus' tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, which Lion hight by name, the trusty Thisbe, coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright. And as she fled, her mantle she did fall, which Lion vile with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain, whereat with bloody, blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast. And Thisbe, tarrying in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let Lion, Moonshine, Wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
No wonder, my lord. One lion may when many asses do.
Exit Lion, Thisbe, and Moonshine.
In this same interlude as it doth befall that I, one flute by name, present a wall, and such a wall as I would have you think that had it a crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did whisper often, very secretly, this loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am the same wall, the truth is so. And this the cranny is, right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Would you desire Lime and Hair to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition that I ever heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence.
Ho, grim-looked knight! O night with hue so black! O night, whichever art when day is not! O night, O night! Alack, alack, alack! I fear my Thisbe's promises forgot. And thou, you wall, you sweet, you lovely wall that stands between her father's ground and mine. Thou wall, you wall, oh sweet and lovely wall. Show me thy chink to blink through with mine eyne. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. Oh, wicked wall, for thou whomst I see no bliss, cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
Oh, the wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You shall see it will fall, Pat, as I told you. Oh, yonder, she comes.
O wall, full often hast thou heard my moans for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones with lime and hair knit up in me.
I see a voice. Now will I to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe?
My love thou art, my love I think.
Think what thou wilt. I am thy lover's grace, and like Lamander am I trusty still.
And I, like Helen, till the fates me kill.
Not Cephalus, to Procris was so true.
As Cephalus to Procris, I to you.
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straight away?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Thus have I, wall, my part discharged so, and being done, thus wall away doth go.
Now is the moon used between the two neighbors?
No remedy, my lord, when walls are so willful to hear without warning.
This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard.
The best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worse if imagination amend them.
Oh, it must be your imagination then, and not theirs.
If we imagine no worse of them than they of themselves, they may pass for excellent men. Here comes two noble beasts in a man and a lion.
You ladies, you whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here when lion rough in wildest rage doth roar. They know that I, as snug the joiner am, a lion fell, nor else no lion's dam. For if I should as lion come in strife into this place, 'twere pity on my life.
A very gentle beast and of a good conscience.
The very best at a beast, my lord, that e'er I saw.
This lion is a very fox for his valor.
True, and a goose for his discretion.
Not so, my lord, for his valor cannot carry his discretion, and the fox carries the goose.
His discretion, I am sure, cannot carry his valor, for the goose carries not the fox. It is well, leave it to his discretion, and let us listen to the moon. This lanthorn doth the horned moon present.
He should have worn the horns on his head.
He is in the crescent, and his horns are invisible within the circumference. This lanthorn doth the horn and moon present. Myself, the man in the moon, do seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lanthorn. How is it else the man in the moon?
He dares not come there for the candle, for you see it is already in snuff.
Oh, I am aweary of this moon. Would he would change. Oh, it appears by his small light of discretion that he is in the wane, but yet in courtesy, in all reason, we must stay the time.
Proceed, moon.
All that I have to say is to tell you that this lantern is the moon. I, the man in the moon. This thorn bush, my thorn bush, and this dog, my dog.
Why, all these should be in the lanthorn, for all these are in the moon. But silence, here comes Thisbe. This is old Ninny's tomb. Where is my love? Well roared, lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shown, moon. Truly the moon shines with a good grace. Well moused, lion.
And then came Pyramus.
And so the lion vanished.
Enter Pyramus.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright, for by thy gracious golden glittering gleams I trust to take of truest Thisbe's sight. But stay, who spite but mock, poor knight, what dreadful dole is here? Eyes, do you see? How can it be? Oh, dainty duck, oh dear! Thy mantle good, what? Stained with blood? Approach, ye furies fell! Oh, fates, come, cut, thread, and thrum, quail, crush, conclude, and quell.
This passion and the death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad. Beshrew my heart, but I pity the man.
Wherefore, nature, didst thou lions frame? Since lion vile hath here deflowered, my dear, which is no, which was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come, tears confound. Out, sword, and wound the pap of Pyramus. Aye, the left pap, where heart doth harp. Thus die I. Thus. Now am I dead. Now am I fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Light. Now. Die. Die. Die.
No die, but an ace for him, for he is but one.
Less than an ace, man, for he is dead, he is nothing. But with the help of a surgeon, he might yet recover, and yet prove an ass.
How chance Moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover?
She will find him by starlight. Here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Oh, methinks she should not use a long one for such a Pyramus. I hope she will be brief.
A moth will turn the balance. Which Pyramus, which Thisbe is the better? He is for a man, God warned us. She for a woman, God bless us.
She hath spied him already with those sweet eyes.
And thus she means Videlet. Asleep, my love. What? Dead, my dove. Oh, Pyramus, arise. Speak. Speak. Quite dumb. Dead. Dead. A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes. These lily lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cow-sleep cheeks are gone. Are gone. Lovers, make moan.
Oh, God.
His eyes were green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come, come, come to me. With hands as pale as milk, lay them in gore, since you have shore with shears his thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword, come blade my breast in brew. And farewell, friends. Thus, these be ends. Adieu. Adieu. Adieu.
And moonshine and lion are left to bury the dead.
Aye, and wall too.
No, I assure you the wall is down that parted their fathers. Will it please you to see the epilogue or to hear a burgomask dance between two of our company?
No epilogue, I pray you. For your play needs no excuse, never excuse. For when the players were all dead, there needs be none to be blamed. Marry, if he that writ it had played Pyramus and hanged himself in Thisbe's garter, it would have been a fine tragedy. And so it is truly and very notably discharged. But come, your burgomask, let your epilogue alone. The iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Lovers to bed, 'tis almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn, as much as we this night have o'erwatched. This palpable gross play hath well beguiled the heavy gate of night. Sweet friends, to bed. A fortnight hold we this solemnity, and nightly revels and new jollity. Exeunt. Enter Puck.
There it is. Now, the hungry lion roars, and the wolf beholds the moon, whilst the heavy plowman snores, all with weary task fordone. Now the wasted brands do glow, whilst the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now it is the time of night that the graves all gaping wide, every one lets forth his sprite in the churchway paths to glide, and we fairies that do run by the triple Hecate's team, from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream, now our frolic, not a mouse, shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before, to sweep the dust beside the door.
Enter King and Queen of Fairies with all their train. Through the house give glimmering light, by the dead and drowsy fire, every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bride from briar, and this ditty after thee sing and dance it trippingly.
First rehearse your song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, we will sing and bless this place.
Now, until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray, to the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be, and the issue there create ever shall be fortunate. So shall all the couples three ever true in loving be, and the blots of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand. Never mole, hairlet, nor scar, nor mark prodigious, such as are despised in nativity, shall upon their children be. When this field do consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and each several clamor bless. Through this palace with sweet peace ever shall in safety rest, and the owner of it blessed. Trip away, make no stay, meet me all by break of day. Exeunt.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck, now to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
All right, thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you for those of you attending this. I can promote, I'm going to try and promote everybody to panelists. You don't have to say anything or undo it, but just in case you want to. And thank you very much for coming. Thank you so much to the cast, everybody. Really terrific work. Thank you so much, Jamie. I mean, I knew everybody else was good because I've worked with them before, but you did a terrific job. So thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you, Jamie.
Having you there.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thanks, guys.
Huzzah.
And for the rest of you, it's great for Jessica now to be connected from Georgia. So that was great. And all the rest of you guys, really, really terrific work. And also part of the thing that I never sort of had gotten around to talking about was that we are trying to sort of see what will be possible in terms of doing, trying to do some Shakespeare this summer in the parks in New Jersey, possibly around the area in Patterson, around the Great Falls. And so I'm trying to investigate that. But I think it's important is to have something that can be done in a way that shows that, I mean, this is the present reality and we have to sort of live with it. And we can do Shakespeare with masks. And so I think that's to show if you can do Shakespeare with masks, there's pretty much anything you can do with masks. I mean, when you think about it, the sort of things where I think, well, you can't do masks or places where you don't have enough air in which you really have a much better mask. So, you know, I mean, I think that they're pretty much, they're yeah, annoying, but there's also, and of course now we're hearing all of the various mask line and we shall play it in a mask. So.
It was so great to hear.
So very much, and I'll keep people posted on those.
For a sec.
Instant.
It's been a constant throughout. Why not end on a bang, right? It was awesome to hear you guys and see you guys again.
Yeah.
Observations on it.
Sorry, Paul, you were cutting in and out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My internet connection is unstable, but yeah, I just wanted to thank you all and just sort of see if there's anything anybody wanted to say about it. And we have more readings coming up. We've got All's Well That Ends Well on Saturday at 1 p.m. And so if people want to come by for that, that should be a good one. Darren's also going to be in there. So that will be fun. And actually we will have as Bertram Teller from Penn and Teller. So he's going to be, I mean, in the Penn and Teller Act, you know, he never speaks, but he was a Latin teacher before he became a successful magician. And so one of the people from Instant Shakespeare knows him and has gotten him involved in this. And so you can hear him
Nice.
speak on Saturday.
Exciting.
Very cool.
It's good stuff.
The play within a play got me again. It got me again.
It's always fun.
And
Yeah.
I was laughing out loud watching you two guys.
Oh man. Oh man.
what a
Brilliant.
Darren, that was a wonderful homage to Whoopi Goldberg. Oh my gosh, with
Yes.
the beautiful long blonde hair.
If only. I got nothing.
And the death scene was awesome, Chris. Well done.
Incredible.
Oh, thank you. I'm like sweating from it. You know you're alive when you're sweating.
Oh, Lord.
And props to Jessica for beautiful song.
Mm,
Yes. And,
magnifique.
And Jamie, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you did great. It was wonderful to
Planned it.
meet
Come
you.
on, James.
Well done.
Thank you.
And thanks, Jamie, for saving me when my computer just up and crashed.
I was so worried. I was like, oh God, she's lost power. Like,
I don't
The
know
worst
what
case scenario.
happened.
oh yeah, absolutely.
And I have to say, Marin as Puck, the fiendish glee she took in what he was doing was infectious in a good way.
Thank you, Ken.
Oh, sure.
Attention to detail.
And Bottom, Chris is your name, Bottom. I loved what you did with that line. This is lofty. This was lofty.
Thank you. Quite lofty. Appreciate it.
Sure.
This was fun.
It was a
That's
lot of
awesome.
fun.